is going on, guys? I hope everyone's having a great day. It's a beautiful day in Tennessee, if it's not just a little cold. We registered 0 degrees, which rarely happens in Tennessee. I think the last time it happened was something like 30 years ago. So, yeah, hoping that's not a common theme going forward. But today, we're going to take a look at a watch that was a Christmas gift to my son, so I could not do the video before now. I have given this watch as a gift. I can now put out this video. So some of you guys may know the 1963 SeaGull, the blueprint for the Chinese military, and there are authorized and unauthorized versions of this watch. The one we're going to be looking at today is off of Amazon. It is one of the unauthorized versions. They say unauthorized, but SeaGull authorizes the use of their movement in the watch. It is the same design. It is from the exact same plans. It is, by all intents and purposes, the same exact watch, but a little bit cheaper by being the unauthorized version. And there are some slight differences. We may or may not get into those today, but we are going to get into the watch. So if that sounds good to you, stick around. I will have links to this watch in the description, as well as all my other links. So hope you enjoy. Let's dive into the SeaGull 1963. This one by SeaKoss? I don't know. See you in a second. Alright guys, I've heard this called SeaKoss and I've heard this called SeaKoss. So I'm not really sure which it is, but it is right in front of us. This one off of Amazon, this one for $250, around $250 less than you would find this similar watch off of SeaGull 1963's website under the SeaGull 1963 name. But as I said before, being an unauthorized version does not mean it does not have the same style casing, same style dial, as well as the exact same SeaGull 1963 ST 1901 movement. And you get a lot of extra parts with this one, including this quick release leather strap that actually is pretty good build on this guy. A lot better than I was expecting, and quite frankly wasn't expecting a secondary strap at all, because it doesn't mention it in the ad for this watch. And then we get a strap changing tool that I almost poked myself with here, but your standard strap changing tool with your pin tool on one end and your forked tool on the other, as well as some SeaKoss or SeaKoss or SeaKoss or whatever information, your warranty information, your VIP card, whatever that may be, and then instruction manuals as well. And then quite small, everything's on the internet these days. There's a registration form, and then on the back you can see here there's the ones they offer in 42 millimeter or 40 millimeter, and the ones they offer in 38 millimeter. This one is a 38 millimeter watch, and we're going to get into it here in just a second. They send us an unbranded cleaning cloth. Very nice to have that. And then another sort of instruction manual. This one, if I can get it out of here, this one's just a really quick overlay, a quick once over of the mechanical usage of this watch. And then I guess the other side is from China, all the countries that they import to or export to. But onto the watch, and this is packaged very well, I might add. You know, thick foam that reminds me of an old thermometer, actually, that shape. But very thick foam inside the box. And then we've actually got two bags that this watch is in, this bubble wrap bag and then the cellophane bag here. And then, of course, you've got all your stickers protecting the dial and everything. Now, I'm not going to remove those stickers because this is a gift, so I want to keep it as new as possible. So you may see some discoloration on the dial. That isn't the dial, that's the stickering on the sapphire crystal. And I did opt for a sapphire crystal. This one is available with your scratch resistant sapphire or your acrylic crystal. I went with the scratch resistant sapphire. The Amazon site that I'm going to link has an option of the acrylic crystal with a non-gooseneck movement for $240. The one I chose here with the non-gooseneck movement, or swan neck as SeaGull calls it, for $250, and a swan neck movement in the 38 in sapphire for $10 more at $260. I opted for the non-swan neck just purely because I liked the way the movement looked the best, although the original ST1901 in the original SeaGulls, I believe, had the gooseneck part for the movement. And we'll delve into that here in a little bit. The case is stainless steel. It's 316L stainless. It's 38 millimeters in width. It's 14.5 millimeters thick with an 18 millimeter lug width. And you can see you get a secondary band, this NATO styled band in military drab green. Looks very good with this sort of off-white aged dial. The dial does have these really cool gold applied markers, red center seconds, and blued hands for the subdials, the hour and minute hand. The two straps included are really easy to change. NATO's obviously easy to slide out and change. The other leather is a quick release. And then this guy has a 19 jewel column wheel SeaGull ST1901 manual wind movement inside, like I said. So this is not an automatic. You do have to wind it every couple of days. I don't know the movement time between winds. I wasn't able to find that, but it is available with or without the gooseneck or swan neck regulator. You would see that in the corner. This one you can see has no swan neck. It just has the simple regulator. Something I like the look of better. I think this movement is actually gorgeous. This is all Chinese movement. This is designed in China, manufactured in China, and really hasn't changed hardly at all from the 1963 release. The 63 release that this is modeled after was a Chinese-developed military chronograph released in 1963 and ultimately only produced in a very, very small number for a very short time, with a total of only 1,400 watches being originally produced. So there's more of these 1963 homages that are produced today than ever were on the originals. But beautiful nonetheless. Chinese script all along. 19 jewel, you can see right under the red star. As we take a look at the green drab NATO, this one, not the best NATO in the world, I have to admit. I mean, it does its job. It's not bad, but I've had many NATOs that were actually higher quality for like $8 through Cheapest NATO Straps, or even some no-name Amazon are a little bit better. So don't buy this one for the straps. Buy it for the mechanical movement. Buy it for the dial. Buy it for all that stuff. Don't buy it for the strap. Your left subdial is going to be running sub-seconds. Your right subdial is your 30-minute counter. So once you hit that chronograph, you do have a 30-minute counter on this guy. Really cool timepiece. Very much worth $250, guys. Let me know what you think about it. I love it. I'll probably get one for myself. Let's try it on the wrist. You can see that 38 millimeter on the wrist. It does sit quite tall for as small as a watch as it is, but it does offer that really rough kind of military aesthetic, like my Seconda from Strela, my USSR chronograph that was from the 70s. It's very much of that era, and I like that. I like that they've continued to use the applied logos. I don't know if the original SeaGull 1963 would have had fired blue hands. These are not fired. These are not blue in color because of the heat. These are clearly done blue originally. So they're very simple hands, but it's a very, very simple watch. Not going too deep into the history, just that the Soviet Union and the US and China were all looking for their own watchmakers, their own movements, their own next big thing. And China decided to develop this one for their military. Like I said previously, they started production in 1960, or I should say development in 1960, and ultimately took 3 years to produce. Lots of time, energy, money, and research to have this fully funded and fully built chronograph, designed and built totally within communist China, and then to only have 1,400 of them ultimately produced is kind of a sad thing. I really like that this is being reproduced these days. Like I said, I will definitely pick one up. The SeaKoss or SeaGoss or whatever we're going to call this thing, I think I'm fine with having the non-official version and saving $250 because it's quite frankly just a quirky watch. If you're wanting the absolute genuine article as far as SeaGull says, go to the SeaGull 1963 website, pick up the exact same watch. Otherwise, check out my Amazon link below. I hope you've enjoyed. Definitely subscribe. Definitely hit that bell for notifications, guys. And Happy New Year. And we'll just see you on the next one. Peace.